What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Pokemon TCG. Very excited for what we're doing today. You guys can tell by the title, you can tell what's on the screen. After a lot of trading and searching, I finally managed to get what I have been searching for, which is the coveted Dragapult Vmax. Guys, this card is just let's take a second and just like stare at the beautiful art on this card before we move to the power of this card. So this card is, of course, a VMAX, evolving from Dragapult V. So just to look at Dragapult V, who's not a terrible card to begin with, 210 HP, a weakness to dark type, a resistance to fighting type, minus 30 damage there. So with one energy, one psychic energy, it does bite for 30 damage. For 2 energy, if this Pokemon is moved from your bench to the active spot, this attack does 80 more damage on top of its 60. So if this Pokemon is on your bench, and say you're working with some Jirachis, with some scoop up nets, and you happen to scoop them up, switch Dragapult V into play, he's doing 140 damage from 2 energy just from that play right there. And then you take that a step further and you evolve into the Dragapult Vmax. And then you have 1 energy to shred. This attack damage isn't affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. So you're doing 60 damage, and there's nothing that your opponent's Pokemon, no effects they have set up to stop that. So, for instance, the Rapidash from the Relentless Flame deck that people like to use in fire decks, flip a coin, if heads, take no damage. This fights straight through it and deals 60 damage. You also have Max Phantom right here for 2 energy. You're dealing 130 damage. On top of that, you're putting 5 damage counters on your opponent's bench Pokemon in any way that you like. So you're dealing 130 damage, and then you're putting 50 damage onto their bench Pokemon. Say, oh, this Pokemon only needs 20 damage because they switched it out, and I can kill it and take some prize cards. 20 damage there, I'll put the other 30 over here. Very amazing card. Very excited to set up a deck. So I have found a deck list that people, a couple different deck lists that I've looked up, people, suggesting ways to play this deck. The first thing of it I don't have prepared is I don't have 3 Dragapult Vmaxes. I don't have 4 Dragapult Vs. I'm working with 1 Dragapult Vmax and 2 Dragapult Vs. So we are going to be building a deck around this, and we're going to I'm kind of going to tear apart my Psi Power deck. So this is one of the first decks that we built. This deck mostly being focused around Mewtwo and Mew, which mostly focused around this card right here, and different stuff like that, mostly focused around Gengar, stuff like that. So we are going to be building a different deck atop of this. So of course, the first and foremost Pokemon that is going to be in this is, of course, Dragapult and Dragapult Vmax. We're going to put both of our Dragapults in there. This is the heavy hitter of this deck. This is the card that we need to pull, that we need to make happen. That we need to do stuff with. Wobbuffet V also, I think, might be a decent Mon in here as well, switching all damage counters. That I think he might be a decent Mon, but he's not who I want to go with. But because something I do want to check is ability. Oh, there's a lot of ability. I want to specifically get here. The thing with them is they can do GX and EX. If Mewtwo and Mew could use V Pokemon, it'd be amazing. But since this card came out before the V Pokemon were a thing, they can't use that. Mr. Mime, also a very solid card here. It's just a nice one to stall out the opponent, because the attacks have to, unless the attack's damage is exactly 1030, it's odd numbers, or else it won't hit you. So honestly, solid card, I think, for us to add in here. As well as, of course, we would be remiss if we did not have the overpowered, everyone hates it, Jirachis in here. So I am going to bring in my typical 4 Jirachis here to help us get different abilities and stuff like that set up. And right there, we're already sitting at 8 Pokemon in this setup here. So otherwise, around looking at the other poke cards that people suggest for here, is they suggest a different type of Jirachis accessories as well. Melmar is also suggested. The psychic one where you can psychic recharge, that would actually be really useful. I don't believe I have that specific card. I will check and see if we have it. We do not. That's another one I can search for. Do I even have an Inkay? I do not even have an Inkay. Interesting. Those are ones that we can look for in the future. Galarian Zigzagoon is also one that people suggest. because you could when you play it onto your bench, of course, dealing that damage is nice. But I don't like that this specific one that they have has you having 24 Pokemon. I think that's honestly a bit too much. And they also suggest a different Mr. Mime, but I think this Mr. Mime is going to be a decent stall card, as well as just being able to do some decent damage as well. Other ones that we could add in here, we could bring in one of the Mewtwo's, because Mewtwo is always a pretty solid mon to bring into a Psychic deck here. Specifically, this is the one they suggest. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you may put a supporter card from your discard pile on the top of your deck. That is actually could be pretty useful, depending on what supporter cards we play. Specifically, Giovanni's Order, Boss's Orders. Would this include Scoop Up Nets? I think this might include Scoop Up Nets as well. So we'll put the Holo in there, as well as this beautiful art here as well, or with the reverse Holo there on the Psychic there. I don't think we'll put the EX card in here. I think honestly this right here I feel pretty good about. I feel pretty good about just this setup right here, at least for a first go, and kind of see how this works from there, is what I really want to see. As far as energy is concerned as well, we're also going to be going with Horror Energy. I think we would be, okay, I guess that doesn't pull up Horror Energy if we search that, because I definitely have Horror Energy. Horror Energy is very powerful in the fact that if the Pokemon gets knocked out, you're putting damage onto the... And this Pokemon attached to this active Pokemon is damaged by an opponent's attack, even if it's knocked out, but do damage counters. So when you just get attacked, you're putting damage on there. So we'll put in the reverse Holo one as well, and then we'll put in the max that we're allowed there. Otherwise, I think we'll take just 5 Psychic Energy on top of that. That's what this deck suggests. I think that might even be a bit too much for what we're going for here. But let's switch over to our Pokemon right here, because you 2, 4, if we have 2 of them set up, 4, 5, 6, 7. Honestly, 9 energy. 9 energy might be what we need right there for knockouts and stuff like that. Other than that, I am going to put in some trainer cards that I think are going to be nice, and then I'll show those trainer cards to you. Before we go test out this deck, I'm very excited. All right, and with that, we have our item cards that we're currently going to go with our trainer cards right here. We'll go through them pretty quickly here. 3 Crushing Hammers, flip a coin, get rid of their energy retrieval for us to get our energy back. Some ethers. I still need some max ethers. I've been scouring the trades. I haven't been able to find one yet. Some evolution incense, use this to pull an evolution. This right here is really just to get ourselves our Vmax here. I have 2 of them in there just in case. It also gives us something else to discard later. But also, we might change that around there. We have a Field Blower, a Nest Ball. This right here is to get our basic Pokemon that we need to get. I prefer the Nest Ball over the Quick Ball or over any of the... Because the Quick Ball, you have to discard a card to draw for it. I don't think putting any cards in our discard pile is going to be helpful to us with the way this deck is built. Some decks you want to discard some cards because you can use certain items to bring them back. Doesn't really help me here because we don't have Malamar here. If we had Malamar that you pull energy from the discard, be great. Not the chance here. So we're just going to use the Nest Ball for now. It's Pokemon Catchers, Pokemon Communication, reveal a Pokemon from your hand, put it on the top of your deck, search for Pokemon, reveal it, put it into your hand. That can help us get our VMAX, and then just this typical communication where the Pokemon gets put into our deck instead of on the top of our deck. This one, there's no shuffle. Professor's Letter, Scoop Up Nets, Switch, Town Map, the Chaotic Swell, so that way they can't put any stadium cards in play. Boss's Orders, Cynthia. Honestly, this switch card is great because you can switch discard to deal heal 120 damage if you need to. Marnie, some escape boards, some muscle bands, and a spell tag. And I think this is honestly going to... I think this is a pretty decent setup. We'll end up seeing really if it shines, what needs to happen with it. Let's just call this Dragapult Vmax. We'll call this the Dragapult Vmax deck. I don't think they make a Dragapult coin or any type of coin like that. So I think right now we'll just use the Psychic Reward coin. We will use the Psychic deck box, and then we will use just I think we'll just use a typical. I'm just going to use the default card sleeve. So there we go. Let's go. Give it a try. Let's see how this deck does and expand it. Of course, there are always stuff that we can do to change this up, and I always appreciate hearing all of your feedback and your critiques to the ways these decks can change. Mostly being as we don't have some of the cards that I would like. I did mention a few of them, so there are some things I would rather do. There are definitely some trainer cards I would drop in favor of those Pokemon with the ability that could really help us out. As well as Viridian Forest was one that it mentioned as well, so that way you can pull energy from your hand, from your deck, and that again helps if we have Malamar to pull the energy from our discard pile out. And then when we get energy switches, I put some energy switches in here to move it around. Otherwise, I don't really need it until we get those types of cards. So we'll see how this goes. Discord, be quiet. Don't make noise at me, Discord, when I'm recording. All right. Ooh. All right, then. We already have our Vmax in our hand. He could still screw us. He could absolutely make us get rid of this. If he pulls a Marnie. Mega Tyranitar, Boss's Orders. But sweet, he didn't have a Marnie in that hand. He could have a Marnie hidden in there somewhere. We'll have to see. We'll have to hope that he doesn't. A switch card is pretty good. We don't have any basic Pokemon right now. Honestly, what I would like to pull into my hand, either on turn 1 or turn 2, would be Cynthia. So that way I could go ahead and put my Vmax on, throw that energy on there, and then use Cynthia to get ourselves a new start here. The switch is nice. The field blower will be nice. The skateboard I don't really need. Or we pull Cynthia right there. That works. Works for me. All right, he's starting with his Tyranitar EX. We do know he has at least 2 Mega Evolutions ready for them there. This is, of course, a Dark type, which we do have a 2x weakness to. So as soon as he gets 4 energy set up, 130 damage kills us. But I think we're okay until then. Deals still damage to us. At least with this drop off, it doesn't hurt us. Tyranitar Spirit Link, he's going to go ahead and put the Mega Evolution on there. Your turn is not in if this card is attached to... Your turn is not... Oh, so that just keeps it where when he evolves... Because typically when you evolve to a Mega, it ends your turn. So the Spirit Link keeps your turn from ending. Shaman EX is going to play that and get 6 cards. This guy's got this... In his first round, this guy has a real deck. This guy has a solid deck. It's going to do 10 more damage to us. He's going to Quick Ball, pull a basic Pokemon, probably another Zigzagoon. Oh no, his other Tyranitar. Okay, so we know that his deck is basically built around this Tyranitar doing well. We cannot make our evolution happen yet, but that is okay. I need my Crushing Hammer to go off. Get rid of that there. We could Cynthia, we're not going to. I'm also going to go ahead and Field Blow his Spirit Link away, so that way he can't do it. And then we're just going to go ahead and Bite. He has resistance to Psychic type of moves, but that is A-okay. Next turn, we get our Vmax. We also get the Cynthia, so we'll most likely get a second energy card there. He, of course, can attack us this turn using that, which is really nice. And as long as he doesn't get a Marnie here, we are A-okay. He wasn't able to pull anything from Cynthia, or from his trainer's mailbox. He uses Cynthia here, which means he won't be able to use Marnie and get rid of our hand. He does go ahead and throw the Black Market into play. When he has any energy knocked out, an opponent takes 1 fewer prize cards. So he's going to make us take less prize cards, but that's okay. We're going to evolve into our Vmax. We're going to use Cynthia here. Let's see. No energy, but we are going to go ahead and use an Ether. No energy. Marnie is the next thing we're going to get, though, so that is a good news. Evolution Instance, we don't need to use it because we had our Vmax already. So both of those are cards we can discard if we need to, especially for like a trade out or stuff like that. And I'm going to go ahead and put that on our Muscle Band to do 80 damage since he does reduce his damage by 20. So that way we can do our 60 damage that we were hoping to do here. He does have his Spirit Link on there, and he can attack us this turn. He's going to do 120 damage to us. We will be sitting at 2-4. Ooh, never mind. We are going to be sitting at 290. Or, never mind, even more. Nope, good. He needs 1 more energy to be able to do that. Very nice Secret Rare Professor's research there. I actually didn't know that Obstagoon also had the same ability. When you play this, you may put 3 damage counters. That's really cool there. He is going to do a switch here out to the Zigzagoon because he doesn't want to lose his Mega. He has 2 Megas set up at this point. Should we... I don't want to boss his orders because I can't kill him if I boss his orders. I can't kill him because I would need energy. I need energy to make anything happen there. So we are instead gonna Marnie here. Okay, so I'm gonna go for a Crushing Hammer. Get Tails. So here's what I'm thinking. I think we go ahead and put this Dragapult out here because he's useful. I think we go ahead and Pokemon Communication, No, because we're going to end up shuffling our deck in a second here. We're going to go ahead and switch Jirachi into play here. Then we're going to use the Stellar Wish because we might end up shuffling here. We could take a Town Map. Town Map could be fun to have just to see what's in there. But right now, I think our focus is getting rid of that. So I think instead we Pokemon Catcher. That way we can move his Mega back into play once we have the ability to fight here. And then I think we're going to end Pokemon Communication, put Mewtwo onto the top of our deck. Specifically so we can pull out another Jirachi to have onto our bench. Oh, I guess the deck does shuffle. I guess I misread that card. Because the fact that it says you put it on the top of your deck, oh, and then it says shuffle your deck afterwards. So they both work the same way. Okay, that's just me being stupid. So let's see what they do. If they have a boss's orders, which we do know that they do indeed have boss's orders in there, they could make some play happen here. They are going to attack this turn, though, because they are putting their double energy on there. They have all three of their Mega Tyrantars set up. Which is really good for them. They do have a solid deck here. Absolutely solid. Professor's Letter. Very useful there. Pull out some energy there. We are going to go ahead and Stellar Wish first before we do anything too crazy. We could Chaotic Swell. What does this allow him to do again? We take one fewer prize card. So it might be worth it to Chaotic Swell and get rid... Yeah, I'm actually going to do that. Because we won't be able to attack this turn anyways, we aren't going to be able to switch in. So play Chaotic Swell, get rid of his card there. Go ahead and put our energy there so we can actually do our attack. He gets upset. I'm sorry, Malak. This is going to be a hard-fought victory if we pull this off, because he already has... He has 3 great Pokemon set there. Ooh, good play there. So he used his Dangerous Drill right here, which allows him to discard Pokemon Tool Special Name or Stadium card. He discarded it, and then he plays Skyhand. He's going to force, because he just pulled Boss's Order, so he's going to force Dragapult into play here in a second. So we, of course, don't want that happening just yet. We did pull a Scoop Up Net. We also have Cynthia here. So this is the interesting play here. Do we want Cynthia, or do we want a Scoop Up Net? I'm honestly more in favor of the Scoop. I'm honestly more favor in the Scoop, because right now we're gonna do 130. We're gonna do 150 damage. Does that kill? Because it's gonna be 130 damage because he has the resist. It's gonna be 130 damage. So it won't kill him. We'll need multiple hits to kill here. So I think Cynthia is gonna be more in favor. We do know that he has the Boss of Order, so he is forcing my Dragapult Vmax into play next time. Honestly, this is going to be a difficult. I don't even think we're going to Pokemon Catcher. Actually, I think we are going to Pokemon Catcher. We got a Tails. I was going to pull in his other Tyranitar is what I was going to do, one of his other Megas. That wasn't going to be useful to him. We have the Skateboard, which is nice. I don't know what he's getting sad about. He definitely has the advantage here. He for sure has the advantage here. But now do I want to... What do I want to do? I could go for an attack here. We'll get a prize card. I think, yeah. I'm just gonna go for an early attack here. He's gonna come in with this Tyranitar and it is gonna kill me. For each damage counter your opponent's active Pokemon. Yeah, he's acting sad, but I know he's gonna kill me here. We'll put all 5 of them, unless we can get a kill here. No, we're just gonna put, because what we do 130 damage to him. So I need to put 4 on here. 2, 3, 4, 4, and then we'll put 1 onto this one. Spell tag, which doesn't actually matter because he's actually going to kill our Vmax right now because he's going to do 60 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. Yeah, this kills. 820 damage. Yeah. I think we'll go in with our Dragapult V. I wish we had another VMAX. Honestly, might be worth adding a stretcher to this deck in the hopes of getting a... Oh, thanks, dude. Thanks. It's my first time playing it. I appreciate that. I think we'll take the Scoop. Here. Shannon, why are you taking the Scoop here? So I want to retreat to this Jirachi so I can make another Stellar Wish for nothing. We'll take the Pokemon Catcher into our hand. It's not going to be helpful to us because I don't want to get rid of this one right here. Scoop you, put you into play. I think he is going to die, though. We did switch out, so this should do enough damage. No, because of the resistance. He's sitting 10... If we would have put all 50 damage onto him with our Vmax, we would have pulled it off. He's going to kill us here instead. He will die, but... Man, this is GG. This guy pulled the win. This guy has the win. I don't think he's realized it yet, though. Oh, no. He wants to play Zigzagoon, so that way he can absolutely kill me. Well played. You have a good deck. We still have one more prize card, but it doesn't. It truly doesn't matter. We'll put one there to kill you, and then we'll just put one there for fun. Or actually, the rest of the 20 there. Oh, I didn't even have to put any on him because of the horror energy. I forgot about that. I think we get, what, 3 prize cards for killing this? No, 2 prize cards. Really? Only 2 prize cards for a Mega? Wow, okay. He only has to kill me one more time, though. So the likelihood of him not killing me is going to be low. Well, that was what I had there. We will switch, especially into this guy before it ends. Let's go ahead and Pokemon Catcher for fun here. Nope. Nest Ball-wise, I don't think I have anything else left here except for... Let's pull a Mewtwo. Let's put him onto our bench. Oh, shoot. That only classifies that it goes from your hand onto your bench. Bollocks. Let's get rid of you then. There we go. Alright, what can you put back into my hand? Okay, so it is only supporter cards. I know it does say supporter cards, but I know sometimes it's otherwise getting like scoop ups and whatnot like that. So we'll pull Cynthia into my hand, onto my deck rather, which means we might be able to pull her here. We will. Actually, no, because we have the escape board. I was going to say I don't want to do this, but we have the escape board, so we can escape into Mr. Mime to try and potentially stall. I don't know if we'll be able to stall. We do get the scoop up net, which is nice. Ether, is it to one of your Pokemon? Yeah, attach it to one of your Pokemon. Nope, just an escape board. Alright, let's go ahead and retreat into this Jirachi here. Let's play our other Pokemon catcher. It's a Tails. We've gotten really lucky with the Tails today. Honestly, I'll just take the Cynthia for next turn. Try and get something helpful. If we survive, because I'm not even going to do the math in my head, because I don't want to. I do not want to. Heal all damage from this Pokemon. And that's his GX attack. So we don't want to do that. We don't... Well played. The whole time he's just sitting there with boss's orders in his hands like, yeah, in your turn. I don't care who you leave there. It's all over. Even if he wouldn't have, so it didn't matter what we did there, because like going from the don't put Pokemon on your bench you don't need. I did that to get Cynthia, which was useful, but even, buddy, in the game, dude, in the game, in the game, in the game. Oh! I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because for each card in your opponent's hand, put 1 damage counter. I mean, that's not going to be too much, but it's still going to be something. It's going to be 60 damage into the opponent's hand. If he has another boss's orders, he does. And this time he's going to pull a Jirachi. He's not gonna mess around. He had 6 cards left in his deck. That was really close, though. It was really close. It was really close. We can definitely see the advantages of this deck. We just went up against someone who had a very solid meta deck with their Mega Tyrannitars. This person really knows what they're doing with this deck, and it is set up well to do that. We were unfortunately not able to set up our Dragapult fast enough. I mean, we had it set up by the 3rd turn. Rather, I mean, we were unable to keep it set. So I think what we're going to do instead Just for future reference, just so you guys have an idea about what I'm thinking to favor that, so I can see easier. What we are going to do instead, we are going to drop out these Pokemon instants. I don't think we need 2 Pokemon instances here. I'm also going to throw a Pokemon stretcher in there so that way I can get the VMAX back into my hand since I only have 1 to work with. If I'm able to get a second VMAX, I will change up this Pokemon stretcher being here. But for now, I think this is a pretty solid deck. I'm very excited for some future wins with it. And hopefully we can pull off some stuff with it. I think Nest Balls can also decrease. I don't think we need 4. Honestly, I think 2 is more than enough, and then maybe throw in. What are some other Pokeballs that we could put in here? Great Balls just allow us to see the top 7 and pick one from there. Search Pokemon with 90 HP or less. That's only going to be able to pull Jirachis from this deck. With a retreat cost of 4 or more, put it into your hand. What is your retreat cost? Your retreat cost is 1. So no. Pokeballs, just flip a coin and pick any Pokemon from your deck. I mean, that could be useful, but it's a coin flip. If Quick Ball was... You didn't have to... It wasn't a basic Pokemon, then that'd be different. Ultra Ball is discard 2 and search for any, so I think that might be worth putting in here. We'll see how it goes. We have to discard 2 cards for it, but at that point we could discard, random energy we don't need in Pokemon Communication, stuff like that if it comes to it. So, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up here for today. I think probably... So this Thursday, our tournament video is pulled from a live stream on Twitch. It's a really fun tournament. Very excited for you guys to see it. And then I think this next Thursday, or Tuesday or Thursday 1, we will see how this deck does in a tournament. I think so. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Whoa, why can't you do anything? Why is this deck hurt? Did a card get banned? I forgot I had 2 Marnies in this deck. I traded some Marnies to get some cards. I didn't think I had 2 in here. There we go. It's fixed. It's fixed. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, definitely let us know in the comments down below. And be sure to come back for more Pokemon TCG. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.